the view according to the Buddhists, and first we should be to know the true truth, the object of knowledge. We can division into there's two kind of different truth. One is conventional truth, one is ultimate truth. All the of compounded the phenomena, all the of the phenomena object of knowledge, we can divide it into these two truth, including these two truth, it's conventional truth and the ultimate truth. So know what is the reality of conventional truth. And then that I mentioned to you, the conventional truth, the reality of conventional truth is as like illusion. So like reflection, moon apparent in the water, or like the conventional truth, the object of knowledge of conventional truth is as like dreaming, the object of our dreaming, the same like totally. Or it's like magic, everything's apparent. Apparent is clear. The object of phenomena, the subject of phenomena, and the actions of phenomena are everything's apparent is clear. Clearly appears there. Apparent is, very clear, it's true. But the apparent phenomena, the true, what kind true does not is the ultimate true, but that's conventional true, conventionally true. So therefore, because why conventionally apparent phenomena are true, because it's the interdependently originated of this phenomena apparent. So therefore, this apparent of phenomena cannot existent inherently, cannot existent on the substantially cannot existent of the conventional truth of phenomena, but still is imputedly can existent imputedly, just merely apparent is true, but not true born and nature. So nature is unborn, but apparent is true, but the interdependently like magic elephant, So therefore, is the first we should be to understand of the world, the universe, the everything's like moon, stars, the sun, the galaxies, or the earth, the water, the river, the horse, the cars, the everything's the what apparent, the humans, form, sound, smell, taste, tactile sensations, contact, so on, everything's apparent, originated by the interdependently. So therefore, appearance illusorily, illusorily apparent there, not substantially apparent, cannot apparent inherently, but illusorily appears there. So this is one important things we need to view to find the apparent phenomena are like illusion, illusion. But still is illusorily is work, everything is working, because by the interdependently, the good situation comes from depend to the good cause and good conditions. And the bad situations and the bad things, and this, for example, the sufferings, unpleasant feelings, or the obstacles, so many different kind of the things of the problems, the effect of the many things, the problems also depend very much to the similar cause and similar conditions. Cannot be the causelessly and be the automatically is cannot apparent of this, even conventionally cannot, even illusorily cannot exist the suffering and the unpleasant feelings be the causelessly and be the automatically. That's not possible, that's no logic, So therefore, the illusory apparent of the sufferings, unpleasant feelings, also illusorily very much depend to the similar cause and similar condition. So that is the interdependently originated of the sufferings and unpleasant feelings, the obstacles of any kind of apparent. That's one thing. And then also the opposite, the good things, happiness, enjoyment, peaceful, harmonious, any kind of the something is the is the positive, the result, the resolution of kind of the positive effect are also is originated by the interdependently, but cannot by the causelessly and causelessly and automatically cannot experiencing even 1 second, minutes of the happiness, enjoyment, not possible. That's because logic is a problem. So therefore, 100% sure is any kind of the result, happiness, enjoyment, depend to the of a similar cause, which is positive action, and the merits, the virtues, or something is a virtuous deeds or good actions, or so on, good deed, deed of the good things, something. So that means is illusorily the happiness, enjoyment, experiencing illusorily depend to the of the cause and conditions, and the suffering, unpleasant feeling also illusorily depend to the of the cause, similar to the cause and conditions, cannot, causelessly, automatically, not possible. So that means is the conventional phenomena apparent by the interdependently and illusorily appears by the interdependently. We can say that is one, the conventional truth. How should we view the pure view? How we should, because that's truth. That's the reality of the conventional truth. 100 times if you check more deeply, if 100 times if you research that is true or not, and the more and more become pure and pure, this view becoming more and more clear, more and more you get the conviction, the certainty is born from your heart. If you follow the perfect logic, perfect reasoning, if you use your authentic investigations, analyticals to analysis what I'm saying now, that's true or not, and finally you formed the truth view, So that's one undeceptive, non-deceptive view of the convention according to the conventional truth. That's one thing important. And then is the second aspect of the view, according to the ultimate truth, because we mentioned conventional truth, conventionally apparent of phenomena is like illusion. So now the nature we need to check of the reality, the true nature of the phenomena. Not I'm talking about apparent of phenomena, but we're talking the nature of the apparent of phenomena. What is the reality? What is the true nature of the apparent of phenomena? Unborn. Sense primordially unborn. Sense from beginningless unborn nature. The phenomena nature is unborn. That means it's emptiness, the nature. This is the view. This is the ultimate view. The ultimate, the reality, the ultimate truth. The view according to the ultimate truth. So, why is the ultimate true nature is unborn nature empty? The reason, because we understand the conventional truth apparent is originated by the interdependently, but the conventional phenomena object of knowledge cannot exist by the independently. So that's why there's no possibilities even one single atom cannot exist inherently. Even one single atom cannot exist substantially, cannot exist one single atom inherently. Because if one single atom, if you believe can exist is inherently, that means is the one single atom originated by the must be independently. But that's not true. If you are follow the logic, if you are logicians, then even one single atom cannot exist independently. Must be even one single atom should be by the interdependently existent. That's according to the Buddhist philosophy point of view of the reality, and according to the of a scientist, also is science where also is both agree is even one single atom cannot exist independently, must be is by the dependently existent. So but this is true, and then is the true nature is unborn, because if something is inherently born nature, that means is same meaning independently existent. But we couldn't find among the object of knowledge independently cannot find even one single atom, then how can exist inherently even one single atom? That is the point of view, the true nature, ultimate true nature of the moon, sun, star, the galaxies, the world, the horse, the cars, everything, the sound, the smell, taste, contact, whatever we see, our five sense faculties, what we can perceive, everything's nature is emptiness. So know the nature, the ultimate truth, view emptiness, and the conventional truth of the illusion. These two is not contradictory. These two must be the same union, one test and different aspect. Because aspect according to the of conventionally apparent illusory, and according to the of ultimately unborn nature empty. Because we follow the researching about this true truth of conventional truth, ultimate truth, follow there's two reasoning, two kind of different reasoning. One is the reasoning comes through of the conventionally, and one reasoning comes through of ultimate truth, ultimately. So therefore, if someone follow the logic of the conventional truth, logic, the reasoning comes from the conventionally, and then what you found of the conventional phenomena are originated by the interdependently, therefore apparent is like illusion, that is like magic, and then is the other one is we follow the reasoning through the reasoning comes through the coming through of the ultimate logic, not conventional logic. So therefore ultimately what we found, what we understand is unborn phenomena nature is not existent substantially, cannot exist inherently, therefore nature is empty. So these two only different aspect, but is not contradictory. The unborn nature and the illusory born, these two is not contradictory. That is completely as a one union, one test, So that is according to the Buddhist philosophy point, the excellent, the perfect view to judge about the phenomena, object of our knowledge, this true truth, ultimate truth and conventional truth. Only Buddhism, the Buddhism tradition, they can explanation this true is a one test. Others, nobody cannot explanation yet, because they always see contradictory. Because if someone they believe thinking about nature emptiness, and then they're losing the appearance of phenomena, is like nihilistic. They're falling with the extremes of nihilistic or nihilism. It's totally nothingness and falling, and then they destroy everything. They're not left. There's natural law of cause and effect. They cannot explain the past life and future life. They cannot experiences of the cause and effect. They cannot explanations the samsara, nirvana. They cannot explanation of so many of the convention of the phenomena. They losing everything. If someone they're thinking about emptiness, if their view to the phenomena nature are empty, and that means they're falling only nothingness, and then problem, the problem. So therefore, and then some of the philosophy, the point, understanding of the phenomena are truly existent, inherently existent, then that means is they're falling the view of materiality, the materialism. Only is some everything's phenomena are materiality like this way existent inherently, substantially. There's no possible unborn nature is not true. The empty nature of phenomena is not possible because this is contradictory something there. So they cannot linking of these two, the conventional truth, the apparent and ultimate true unborn nature. This two is the not contradictory, but that is totally is a union, one nature and different aspect, but they doesn't understand, because they cannot understand, because they have no this power of the logic. They have no, they're lacking this to judge of this kind of traditions, the reasoning. They lack this reason, so they have no capacity to view of this authentic perfect. So that's why only is Buddhism can explanation both together, these two. The conventionally phenomena originated by the interdependently. So therefore very much important, even as a small tiny negative actions sooner or later will be bring the sufferings. Even is created a small negative, the positive actions, and sooner or later will be performing the positive emotions or the happiness, enjoyment will be will be bring the result. So conventionally, illusorily. So therefore, illusorily, you can practice generosity. For example, you should be, we must be, if the like Buddhist point of view of the practitioners, you should be need to collection merits, we should be need to collection of wisdom for benefit you, for benefit other sentient beings. But how could we can collection of merits? Meant is illusorily, you know, should be to do, could be do the collection merits better of accumulation of generosity illusorily, should be is collection merits better of perfection of morality contact better illusorily, you know, everything's illusorily, not inherently. Inherently you cannot cannot do morality contact practice. Inherently you cannot practice of the perfection of the patience or tolerance, not possible. But illusorily, very, very possible, can practice of the perfection of generosity, perfection of morality contact, perfection of tolerance or patience, practice with the perfection of the effort, diligence, and the perfection of the method of concentrations, or so on, illusorily. You know, so that is the main method for collection merits, but illusorily. Everything they understand originated by the interdependently, so therefore the apparent is an illusion. You know, the generosity is illusion, illusorily. The morality, the disapplying of the conduct, the ethics, perfect ethics, illusorily. It's perfect, but illusorily, you know, can do. So as the patience, tolerance can do, but it's perfect, but it's illusorily, you know. So this is because interdependently, very, you know, clear. The view is very, very, that is because if these like morality, conduct, or if generosity, if you say, must be that is truly should be is existent collection merits with generosity must be inherently, you know, it must be is the substantially. That means that is independently. It's the same meaning. So independently you cannot do generosity. How can you do generosity? Generosity, at least you need to depend to the object of giving, subject of giving, and the action of the giving. The three spheres of object, subject, and action itself of generosity. That means it's interdependent, you know, interdependent to each other of object, subject, and action of the generosity, isn't it? And then is the morality, conduct, also object, subject, and action itself of these three, but the interdependently you can do. But independently, how can you do generosity? There's no possible, it becomes the name of generosity. Independently, it's contradictory, you know. Independently, no possible. So that means inherently, no possible. Substantially, no possible. But imputedly, very, very possible. Illusorily, very, very possible. You know, but the interdependently, very, very possible, the generosity. For example, the 6 perfections, you know, the first 5 perfection practice. So that is, according to the conventionally, we must need to follow the natural law of cause and effect, you know. Illusorily, because if you doesn't care the natural law of cause and effect, then what happened is will be immediate next rebirth or in this life and future is will be suffering. But this suffering also does not mean inherently, not substantially, but you will be experiencing the sufferings illusorily, but the interdependently, you know, conventionally, imputedly you will be experiencing suffering, that is. But inherently, because we cannot collect the cause of suffering, therefore you cannot experience inherently of suffering, not possible. But illusorily possible, like dream. Illusorily you can happy dream, but illusorily you can experiencing of the bad dream, illusorily. But inherently, even one single dream, 1 second minutes dream, you cannot dream in 1 second minutes inherently, right? It's independently you cannot dream in even 1 second minutes, not possible. So this all is very, very, the view is pure, it's true. That's very, very, you know, the conventional truth, how it does work, you know, the phenomena, the happiness, the sufferings, why we say the karma of cause and effect is undeceptive, the natural law of cause and effect. That means is illusorily, you know. So therefore, illusorily we are wandering in the samsara by foolishly. So therefore, illusorily one day we will become liberate from samsara. That still does not mean nirvana is existent inherently. Nirvana could, even though nirvana cannot exist inherently, but illusorily you will become experiencing nirvana is as peace. Because what samsara illusorily, if we having suffering here, experiencing, so the opposite of also illusorily. But that is the like positive dream. It's opposite of negative dream. But both is illusion, So unborn nature. So that is the conventional truth. So the view. So in this reason, now what do you think is the nature of illusion? Then it's clear. We're just using illusion. Illusorily means is because not true. That not true means is empty. That means is a point meaning some emptiness. Does not mean nothingness as a different. If nothingness is that is point meaning, then what is illusion? Cannot. Nothingness is nothingness. There's no illusion. But this emptiness does not mean it's nothingness, something else. What is something else? Because the illusorily, by the interdependently, by the conventionally, by the imputatively, is there. Existent. Samsara, nirvana, 6 realms, good or bad, high or low, lucky or unlucky, everything's illusorily can exist. That is the point meaning. So that is nature, the phenomena of this nature is unborn, emptiness. So, and therefore, first we should be to know that according to the Buddhist view, whether what kind you practice doesn't matter. I'm not today talking specific one tradition of Buddhism. They have many vehicles, many levels. But since if a Hinayana tradition, up to of Mahayana or Tantra practitioners, you should be to know these two views. The conventional truth and the ultimate truth. And then, of course, if you go to enter into the detailment, understanding the view, then level, there are different levels, even the view inside of Buddhism, of course. The interdependent point meaning also is if only sub-school, the Hinayana traditions and the understanding the interdependent, not that much very vast, not that much extensive, but still is pure, And then if further go to like Upasaka school, Sutarantaka school, Chitamata school, and Madhyamika school. And first two school, the class explanations, the interdependent of the conventional truth and the ultimate true emptiness, both is good, but not very yet perfect, yet not completely. So when you Chitamata school and Madhyamika school reach the high school, and then completely they can understand very extensive, vast, profound way the meaning of the point of conventional truth and ultimate true truth, the interdependent and the emptiness meaning. So therefore, of course, not sense of the Hinayana and up to Mahayana, the emptiness pointers are the same, completely. And the interdependent also completely same, but it's different level, But what they understand from subsequent, that no mistake, The understand is no mistake, but yet not enough understand all. That is means the level, coming. So therefore, since Hinayana to and Mahayana traditions, the view is conventional truth is by interdependent, illusory, by interdependently, and the ultimate truth is unborn nature, emptiness. So this is the first view. If you can future found this conviction born from your heart, this certainty, the point meaning this kind of true truth, certainties comes from your perfect logic, one's investigation, analyticals, and then you found the excellent, the authentic, the perfect view. If you found this kind of authentic, perfect view by yourself, and then will never cannot destroy for you nobody, cannot change your heart, your view cannot destroy nobody, cannot nobody control your this view, because this view you had this was formed by your logic and the perfect logic and perfect reasoning. So therefore this is reasonable, as a logical, so will never deceiving to you. So therefore there's no reason, so you will be, there's no reason to be changed. this view. So therefore, this kind of faith is, we say, inspired faith, confident faith, or trusting faith. This kind is Buddhist faith, is born from this logic, from this reason. Therefore, this kind trusting faith cannot change, cannot destroy. But if